Good morning, students. Come to the online classes. Okay. In the last videos, in the previous classes, we have discussed some parameters like dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen, it is also called DO, dissolved oxygen, and chemical oxygen demand. Chemical oxygen demand, it is also known as COD, chemical oxygen demand. We have discussed in the previous classes, and in this video or in this class we are going to study let us discuss biological oxygen demand. Biological oxygen demand, or it is also known as BOD, biological oxygen demand. This biological oxygen demand, it measures this biological oxygen demand. Actually, it measures the amount of oxygen is used by microorganism to oxidize the organic matter, okay. It is the definition of biological oxygen demand. It means that it is a measure of quantity of oxygen used by microorganism in the oxidation of organic matter. Okay. In this tank, it contains water. This water contains, this is polluted water. You have to take polluted water in the tank. Polluted water. Okay. Polluted water. Polluted water means it contains organic matter as a waste. It is not a pure. Polluted means it contains organic matter. Organic matter as a waste. Organic matter as a waste. This polluted water contains organic matter. If it contains organic matter, then it also contains microorganisms. So contains some of microorganisms. These microorganisms will consume the oxygen. This microorganisms consumes the oxygen to oxidize the organic matter. Okay, by consuming the oxygen, microorganisms, or by utilizing the oxygen by microorganisms to consume the or to oxidize the organic matter is known as biological oxygen demand. It means that these microorganisms needed oxygen to oxidize this organic matter. How much oxygen they are needed to oxidize the organic matter as known as biological oxygen demand. Okay, then this biological oxygen demand refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all organics in 1 liter of water oxidized by bacteria and protozoa. That microorganism, bacteria and protozoa, they are consume the oxygen to oxidize the organic matter. Okay, and this BOD is a principal test to give an idea of the actually it is a biodegradability of any sample and strength of the waste. Hence the amount of pollution can be easily measured by it. Amount of pollution can be easily measured by this BOD. By using BOD we can calculate the amount of or measure the amount of pollution in the water sample. That is okay. By using BOD can calculate or we can measure the amount of pollution in the water. If 1 to 2, that is BOD level in the water, it is measured in parts per million. If the BOD level in the water is 1 to 2 parts per million, then it is very good. Water quality is very, it is used to drink or anything, it is very good. When the BOD level is 1 to 2 parts per million in water, then it is very good. If the BOD level is 3 to 5, then it is fair, moderately clean. It is 3 to 5. This fair, moderately clean. If the BOD level is 3 to 5 parts per million in water, then it is fair, moderately clean. If the BOD level is 6 to 9, it is 6 to 9. It is actually it is poor, somewhat polluted. It is actually poor or somewhat polluted. Actually it is polluted. And 10 or greater, 10 parts per million are above 10, it is very poor. It is very poor or very polluted. Very polluted. Okay, that is 1 to 2 parts per million, then that water is very good. If the level is 3 to 5 parts per million, then it is fair, moderately clean. If it is 6 to 9 parts per million in water BOD level, then it is poor. It means that it contains some polluted, somewhat it is polluted. Otherwise it contains 10 parts per million or greater than 10, then it is very polluted. It is very polluted, very poor water. This is the level. Then go for a determination of biological oxygen demand. Determination of biological oxygen demand. first one. Determination of biological oxygen demand. The principle of this experiment or this biological oxygen demand is the DO contents. The DO contents means the dissolved oxygen contents in the sample. Dissolved oxygen contents in the sample. It is determined by. Actually, it is determined by before and after 5 days in incubation. Before, by testing that bottles or that sample, after 5 days, and before 5 days it is kept in incubation. Then you have to first you have to fix temperature at 20-degree temperature in the incubation. It is kept for before and after 5 days, and that BOD is calculated on the basis of amount of dissolved oxygen depleted. Okay, this is the principle of dissolved biological oxygen demand. Okay, this is the principle of biological oxygen demand. That is, the DO content of the sample, it is determined by before and after 5 days in incubation. You have to fix the temperature at 20 degrees Celsius, and this BOD is calculated on the basis of the amount of dissolved oxygen depleted. If the modified Winkler procedure, already we have studied Winkler procedure in dissolved oxygen, determination of dissolved oxygen by Winkler method. That procedure is involved in this experiments, but it is just modified Winkler procedure is to be used for the dissolved oxygen or DO measurements. This is the principle of biological oxygen demand. What it says, you have to take 2 BOD bottles like this, 2 BOD bottles, one for the determination of initial dissolved oxygen, one for determination of initial dissolved oxygen, and other one is for incubation and final dissolved oxygen measurements. Okay, then go for procedure. First you have to, the first point is, first you have to take 2 BOD bottles, 2 BOD, 2 BOD bottles. In that one, in that 2 BOD bottles, in that first bottle you have to take 20 ml or 30 ml sample. You have to pipette out 20 or 30 ml of sample in that BOD bottle, and it is filled with diluted water. Diluted water, and it is filled with diluted water, and close the mouth of that bottle and keep aside. And other bottle, it is filled with diluted water, and you have to avoid the air bubbles formation in the bottles. Okay, and the second bottle, which it is filled with diluted water, it is kept in incubator with 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, the diluted water, it is kept in thermal chamber, or it is kept in thermal chamber of incubation for 5 days. incubation or kept in thermal chamber for 5 days at 20 degree Celsius. Okay, and which bottle contains a sample and diluted water? That is the first bottle. You have to check that one. You will mix each other and pipette out. In that one, pipette out 20 to 30 ml of sample in conical flask. Take 20 to 30 ml sample in the conical flask, and you have to add 2 ml of manganese sulfate solution. 2 ml of manganese sulfate solution, it is added into the conical flask, and again you have to add, after addition of manganese sulfate, you have to add after addition of 2 ml of manganese sulfate, you have to add alkali iodide or alkali azide. Alkali azide solution in the sample conical flask, and this kept for 5 to 10 minutes to settle the precipitate. Whatever the precipitate are formed in the conical flask that contains water sample, you have to add 2 ml of manganese sulfate and 2 ml of alkali iodide or azide solution. The precipitate is formed. You have to keep aside for 5 to 10 minutes to settle the precipitate in the bottom of that conical flask. After settlement, add 2 ml concentrated sulfuric acid. After addition of concentrated sulfuric acid, immediately you have to titrate with standard sodium thiosulfate solution. The same chemicals whatever you have used in the dissolved oxygen, the same chemicals we are using in this biological oxygen demand. This solution, it is titrated with standard sodium thiosulfate solution. You have to take sodium thiosulfate solution in the burette, and the conical flask contains the sample, that is standard sodium thiosulfate solution means we know the concentration of this sodium thiosulfate solution. Okay, it is titrated with sodium thiosulfate solution. And how much sodium thiosulfate? First, by titrated with sodium thiosulfate solution, it is in pale. Up to titrate, it contains or it turns into the solution pale yellow. You have to titrate with sodium thiosulfate solution. By adding sodium thiosulfate solution in one level, at that stage it turns into pale yellow solution. At that time In this time we have to add, in this time add 2 to 3 drops of starch indicator. Starch don't add starch indicator in starting of titration. After when that solution takes pale yellow color by addition of sodium thiosulfate solution, when it turns into pale yellow color, at that time we have to add 2 to 3 drops of starch indicator. By adding starch indicator, it turns into blue color. By adding starch indicator, it turns into blue color. Again you have to start the titration with sodium thiosulfate solution. Start the procedure or start the titration with the sodium thiosulfate solution. The end point is colorless, blue color to colorless. That is our end point, and you have to record the how much sodium thiosulfate solution is consumed. That is our initial DO, initial reading, initial dissolved oxygen. This is for sample. And after 5 days, whatever we have kept in incubation, take that bottle and take 20 to 30 ml of that sample into the conical flask and add same 2 ml of manganese sulfate solution and alkali azide or alkali iodide solution, and kept it to for settle of precipitate, and again you have to 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid and it is titrated with sodium thiosulfate solution. When it turns into pale yellow, at that time we have to add 2 to 3 drops of starch indicator, and while adding starch indicator it turns into blue color. Then again you have to titrate with sodium thiosulfate solution. The end point of that solution is colorless, blue to colorless. That is our final reading. One is initial bullet reading or initial dissolved oxygen reading, and other one is final bullet or final oxygen dissolved oxygen reading, and go for calculation. And next one is calculation. For the determination of biological oxygen demand, the formula is BOD equals to initial DO minus final DO after 5 days into 300 divided by volume of sample. Volume of sample. That is, already we have taken initial dissolved oxygen reading and final dissolved oxygen after incubation of 5 days. After incubation of 5 days into 300 divided by volume of sample. How much we have taken in the conical flask? That is, you have to write here volume of sample. And this BOD is, the unit of BOD is parts per million. The unit of BOD is parts per million. Okay, this is for the determination of biological oxygen demand. This biological oxygen demand, first it is defined as, it measures the amount of oxygen is used by microorganism to measure the or to oxidize the organic matters. Whatever the microorganisms present in the water sample, polluted water samples, they will consume the oxygen to oxidize the organic matter, that is known as biological oxygen demand. And for determination of biological oxygen demand, first you have to write the principle of that biological oxygen demand theory and go for procedure. First, for procedure you have to take two biological oxygen demand or two BOD bottles. In one BOD bottle you have to add 20 to 30 ml of that polluted water sample and it is diluted with water, and another bottle it contains diluted water, and close the mouth of both the bottles and avoid the air bubbles formation in the bottle, and kept the second bottle in incubation for 5 days at 20 degrees Celsius, and the first bottle contains sample and diluted water. This shake well and take 20 to 30 ml of sample into the conical flask. You have to add 2 ml of manganese sulfate in that solution, and again you have to add 2 to 3 ml of alkali iodide or alkali azide solution in the conical flask. And whatever the procedure precipitate is formed, it is kept aside for the settle of precipitate. After settle of precipitate, you have to add 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid in that solution or in that conical flask. And after addition of sulfuric acid, go for titration. In burette, you have to fill standard sodium thiosulfate solution. Sodium thiosulfate solution, it is filled in burette, and it is titrated with a sample. First it turns into pale yellow color. For the formation of the pale yellow color, you have to add 2 to 3 ml of starch indicator in that conical flask, and it turns into blue color after addition of starch indicator. And again it is titrated with standard sodium thiosulfate solution. The end point is blue to colorless. Blue to colorless, that is the end point of our procedure, and you have to take the reading of that is the initial dissolved oxygen reading, and same after 5 days immediately you have to take that incubated whatever you have kept that bottle into incubated, take 20 to 30 ml of that diluted solution in the conical flask, and again you have to add manganese sulfate solution and alkali iodide solution and concentrated sulfuric acid, and it is titrated with sodium thiosulfate solution, and it is turns into pale yellow color, and in that position, in that time you have to add starch indicator, it turns into blue color, and again it is titrated with sodium thiosulfate solution, and the end point of that is blue to colorless. That is our final dissolved oxygen. Final dissolved oxygen reading, and by using this formula, initial dissolved oxygen minus final dissolved oxygen after 5 days into 300 divided by volume of sample. By using this formula, we have to calculate the biological oxygen demand. Biological oxygen demand. Okay, I hope you all understand this determination of biological oxygen demand. If you have any doubts from this procedure or this experiment, you contact me at any time. Thank you.